has it ever passed your mind whether trading really is an endeavor for you? Maybe you had your doubts, maybe you still have your doubts. To be honest, I think a lot of people still do, and myself included. I asked myself this question quite a lot of times before, and today I will share some thoughts with you about this topic. I think this is way easier than it sounds, honestly. I think it depends a lot on whether trading really is tailored for your personality and whether you can understand what kind of person you are. Because, to be honest, I don't think that changing your persona or personality to tailor it to trading helps, such that it is easier to understand what type of trader you are rather than making yourself into that type of trader. I think it also matters a lot of how you grew into your own trades over the time, ever since you were a kid, and how you are actually dealing with life right now, what your expectations are, what type of time horizon you have. Like, are you looking for the short term? Are you looking for the long term? In my opinion, short term looking is very bad in trading, because this is a job like every other job, and you have to treat it as a business. You have to give it utmost importance. You have to put in hard work. You have to give it your all every single day. You have to battle your own feelings and your own human emotions every day and keep them in check. Obviously, you will never be able to repel them, but keeping them in check is what you have to do every day as a trader, and it's normal, right? If you can't do this, you'll probably never succeed as a trader, and you will probably never make it, even if you have other other traits that are exceptionally good, like high IQ and so on, which doesn't really matter as much if your risk management is bad, for example, or for example, if you go into drawdown and you are tilting often, then your exceptionally high IQ will probably be detrimental to you more often than not. But today I would like to actually have a little story time with you. So my background is in IT, right? And the thing is, if you are working in IT, you will probably at some point work with people from UK, and that happened to me in 2019 and 20. And I vaguely remember an issue that my system had with a Windows Server that I have looked into for 1 week. And there was this guy that needed my help. And after a week, he told me that this was actually a picnic problem. And I didn't really understand this. It's actually an abbreviation. And it was I didn't understand what was going on, and I asked him, what do you mean by it being a picnic problem? And after he explained me, it made sense. He explained to me it made sense. He said something along the lines that it's the person in the chair, not in the computer. That is where the problem lies with. So basically what he told me is that the problem was actually on his side and it was not in the system. And I think this applies to trading a lot. So I think that it is always the problem in the chair with the guy that actually trades the markets with your own mind and feelings, and not with the system being the market that you're trading. Obviously, you can see prices going down a lot at some point, or maybe going way higher than you would have expected. And maybe some people think this is manipulation, and maybe some people are blaming other circumstances of the market rather than blaming their own view of the market and their own positioning and their own risk management. And this is why I think it's really important that your personality traits are actually aligning with trading, right? And I actually think that if you are the type of guy or girl that likes to not really answer to a boss, or likes to be to work in solitude, right? Likes to find more things about its own self, right? So we're basically talking about understanding your feelings, understanding your thoughts, and actually acting upon them, progressing into this scenario where you are literally doing everything in order to be better at trading, in order to progress yourself as a trader, and understand that this is a job. It's taking hard work, it's taking statistics. This is another thing. You have to build your own statistics. You have to understand how exactly will I progress from here. What do I need to work on? Nobody is going to tell you this. If somebody will tell you this, then I guess he's really good at what he does. Maybe he's a hedge fund psychologist for traders, and that's great. If you have that type of help in your trading career, that is absolutely astounding. But that is really hard to get by and to work with. So so statistics, for example, or in my opinion, you need creativity. You need to see in this chart what your what is the thesis every single day or every single week. What are you thinking about this market? Is it going high? Is it going down? Why is it going down? Why is it would it go higher? Why do you think that would happen? Like maybe you have the opinion that the seller's quota is too big and there will be a short squeeze. Okay, sure, then act upon it, right? So there is a lot of things that you can talk about when you're talking about trading, because this is not an ordinary job, and you have to love this game, right? If you're losing five trades in a row, are you going to give up? Are you going to say, okay, fuck this, I'm going to go to a next funding account and I'm just going to blow this up? No, I don't think this is the way to do it. I think if you're doing this, you are probably just trying to dodge the hard talks with yourself in order to become a better trader or a better human being. And sooner or later, this will be a hard knock on your door, and you will be dragged to reality in one way or another, where you will have bigger slumps than you would expect. This is not a good thing to do, because once you get into the circle jerk of tilting, let's just say that you don't have the edge anymore in your market, in your own market. The market of your mind is liable to being broken, right? I also think that I actually thought about this a lot lately, the past few months, and I think that this is very important. I think that people and the traders especially don't really give themselves votes of confidence anymore. I think people in our age don't really understand what a vote of confidence is, and I think that people in our times don't really understand how important it is to give yourself votes of confidence. I think that more and more people are looking at the bad parts of their trading, for example. They're looking on how to bring themselves down even more when they're losing trades, or how to say, okay, it was just a winning trade and I shouldn't celebrate it. Yeah, of course, you shouldn't celebrate it. You shouldn't go into euphoria. But when you have a winning trade, why are you not looking at why you had that winning trade? Why are you not looking at the good things that you did with that winning trade? Maybe you compounded a lot of times, maybe and got a good profit. Maybe you actually closed the trade right before reversal. Maybe you had a better entry this time, right? Let's just see, what did I do this time in order to win this big? Or let's just say, what did I do this time to lose lower than the expected value of that loss? I think that too many people bring themselves down, not understanding that the only person that can bring yourself up is only you. Nobody will do this. Even if you have people that are supporting you around you, even though you have their love, their unconditional love, they will not be able to give you votes of confidence as pregnant as you can do it for yourself. Because when you know why you're giving yourself a vote of confidence, you will always remember the fact that you are loving yourself, right? You are it's very important to understand that you have this love for yourself. You have this love of giving yourself time and expanding on the things that you love. Because if you are trading, you have to love this. If you don't love this and you only do it for the money, it will never work out for you. Okay, so if you love yourself, you will also love what you do, and in that comes progress, right? You will give yourself time. You will understand that maybe you have a losing week or 2 losing weeks, and that's fine because it's a part of the process. You're working with your process. You're working with yourself. Whenever you're in a trading slump, you will understand that, okay, listen, I'm in a trading slump right now, but I gave myself so many votes of confidence over the last few months that I know that I can bring this back sooner or later, right? I'm a good trader. I give myself votes of confidence. And I think this is really overlooked. In our day and age, people really bash themselves over everything and looking for perfection. And when you do that, you only have things to lose in life. That's pretty much it. I hope you will find a way to give yourself as many votes of confidence as you can, where obviously the time presents for that, because you shouldn't be giving yourself votes of confidence for something that you're not doing particularly well. And then just maybe give yourself some time. Maybe say that I can lose, I can win, but I know that thinking about it over the years, over the span of 10 years, over the span of 20 years, I will end up victorious, and I will do better every single time with every single successful iteration and vote of confidence.